What's up, everyone? Welcome to the NBA Pick and Pod. My name's Dawson Shine, and I'm your local fan and host. We're going to be kicking off today talking about the most incredible finals game I've seen in the past couple of years. Probably back till Game 6 of the 2012 finals when Ray Allen hit his famous three. Last night's Game 6 between the Golden State Warriors and Cleveland Cavaliers was incredible. This is the game the Warriors wanted to go in and win to finish up this series. They led 3-1 before a shocking Game 5 loss at home after Kyrie and LeBron scored 41 points apiece, as well as being very efficient doing so. And then they came back to Cleveland for Game 6 last night. And the Cleveland Cavaliers came out, punched the Warriors straight in the mouth, and then proceeded to dominate them from start to finish, destroying the shell-shocked Warriors 115-101. And it was really about a 22-23 point game before the benches got thrown in with 2.5 minutes remaining. That's how out of hand this game got. But the question remains, how did that happen? How did the Cavaliers go out there and tie this series up at 3 apiece, forcing a Game 7 back in Oakland in the Oracle Arena? Well, they did that first of all by starting off this game very aggressively, LeBron and Kyrie attacking the Warriors, going to the paint. Also, running many pick and rolls to get Steph Curry to be the primary defender on the ball handler, which got him in foul trouble early in the game and cost him later in the game, as we'll get to. But right from the tip, LeBron James was running down the court trying to get open. They also got the ball to Tristan Thompson on a ton of alley-oops, and he was a beast on the boards, offensively and defensively. Kyrie Irving continued his hot streak, and the Cavaliers came out of the gates firing. They went up 9-0 to start the game, and it took the Warriors more than 6 minutes to score a single point. Much like what happened in Game 3 when Cleveland won by 30 points, they were up by more than 20 points in the first quarter, ending it up 31-11, which is the lowest amount of points the Warriors have scored in a quarter all season. Not just the playoffs, all season. This is the highest powered offense in 24 years. And they went out there and put up 11 points in the first quarter in a game where they needed to eliminate these Cavaliers and stop the momentum swing. They couldn't do it. Mainly, they couldn't do it due to foul trouble. There was foul trouble on both sides, kicking off with Kevin Love, who had 3 fouls in the first 2 minutes of play on the court. He had 2 fouls in the first minute of the game. Then when he came back in the second quarter, he got another foul within 30 seconds. So he didn't have much playing time in the first half. But on the other side, a couple of more important players had foul trouble. One such named Steph Curry. Now, he picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter, and then a 3rd foul in the second quarter, which really made him play quite passive. Now, he did score 30 points in this game, but he wasn't distributing the ball well, he was turning over the ball on very many careless passes, and on defense, he was fouling very stupidly. Now, there was a couple of iffy calls near the end that I'll get to in a bit, but I want to talk about why he was in such a bad position defensively throughout this game. Mainly, the problem was that the Cavaliers' game plan was set up specifically to target his weaknesses, which was defending. Now, I joke, but really, he's the worst defender on the Warriors lineup, and in the beginning of the game, since they had to go small due to Bogut's injury, with Andre Iguodala in the starting lineup, Draymond Green moved to the 5, the Cavaliers decided to specifically target Steph Curry as the only weak link defensively. Now you might be wondering, well, how did they get Curry to defend the player they want him to defend? Well, the Cavaliers continued to run pick and rolls until Curry would switch onto the ball handler, due to necessity so that he wouldn't be open. They did this with LeBron James or Kyrie Irving, even J.R. Smith a few times. And what it led to was a lot of mismatches. I mean, a couple of times LeBron James would get the ball at the 3-point line, have Kyrie Irving come up and set the pick, or whoever Steph Curry was guarding, and then go to work on Curry. LeBron would attack relentlessly and back him down all the way to the post or the block, and then just do a nice little drop step layup. Easy peasy. He did that a couple of times in this game, just in the first half. He had a monster first half, 16 points, and a lot of it was due to attacking Curry. Also, whenever Kyrie had Curry on him, or whenever he got switched with Curry on him, Kyrie would go to work on the outside, taking shots right over him, or attacking to the hoop and kicking the ball out for an open shot, which led to a couple of nice JR shots from the outside, and also open looks all around for the Cavaliers, despite maybe not making them all. I'm looking at you, Amon Shumpert, who continues to not make a single shot. On the other side of the ball, in the first half, the Warriors struggled to make shots. They were shooting 22% at one point in the second quarter. They got it all the way up to a blistering 38 by halftime, while the Cavaliers were shooting 55. And that's not for a lack of open shots. Harrison Barnes, who we talked about last time, was 2 for 14 in Oracle Arena, his home stadium, back in Game 5. He continued his blistering performances with an 0 for 8 shooting performance last night. And these were not difficult shots. I'm just going to let you guys know, if you didn't watch the game, imagine he's all alone on a court practicing shots, and that's basically what it looked like. The Cavaliers would basically clear the side of the court that he was on, sag off him so far to help in the paint and stop the drive, and he just couldn't make a single shot. His confidence is gone. And on top of that, he never drove the ball in. He'd get the ball, he's wide open, no one's near 15 feet of him, and yet he would take the three and brick it rather than drive straight to the hoop and try and get a bucket or fouled or something. I mean, the Cavaliers had many players in foul trouble. Why wouldn't you attack them? But the problem was, he has no confidence, and despite open shots, he got the Tony Allen treatment. That's when you leave a player open because you know he's not going to make it. And that really seems to mess with his head, because Harrison Barnes, who was looking to make a max contract this offseason, had another great clutch performance with 0 points. 0 on 8 shots. That's ridiculous. If you're looking for a max contract, it's a joke. He's not even going to get a contract at this rate. And also, the only offensive threat for the Warriors at all last night, in the first half especially, was just Steph Curry, who made a couple of nice threes to keep it within 15 at halftime. But the problem with that was he was not running the offense well. He was not finding guys. He only had a single assist all game. And that's a problem because he's the point guard. He's the one that sets up their offense and gets them in rhythm. And despite making a lot of shots, he just couldn't find the open guys. And he was making some very, very careless turnovers, which, as we know from early in his career, is a problem he struggled with throughout. Now, he seemed to have improved this year, but now that he's back in the finals, it appears like he's right back to turning it over, making careless passes, and acting like they're going to get given this championship, that they don't have to work for this 4th win. And the Cavaliers have shown that you need to fight every single game. So the first half went way against the Warriors. They couldn't get good looks, or when they did, they'd brick them because of trouble with their role players. Then in the second half, things got even hairier for them, because Andre Iguodala developed a back issue. His lower back began to have muscle spasms and caused him a lot of pain, which limited their lineup again because they're missing Andrew Bogut as well. And on top of that, the Cavaliers answered them blow for blow through the third and fourth quarters. Every time the Warriors would seem to make a run and get a little momentum going, the Cavaliers would shut it down with LeBron James scoring, or even J.R. Smith getting a nice open look, or Kyrie Irving taking it to the hole. Now, in the second half, Kyrie Irving definitely lessened. He had 20 points in the first half and only 3 in the second, but he continued to be aggressive, passed the ball out, and LeBron James took over. Now, this is where the inner fan in me comes out. LeBron James was unstoppable. For a 14-minute stretch, from 6 minutes left in the third quarter, all the way till there was 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, LeBron James scored or assisted on 28 out of the 30 Cavaliers points. Now, I don't know if anyone remembers, way back when, back in 2007 against the Detroit Pistons in Game 5, LeBron James scored 24 out of the last 24 points for the Cavaliers and 28 out of the last 29 overall to win a game in the playoffs against the Pistons. He put on a performance like that again last night. At one point, had 18 straight points for the Cavaliers. That's ridiculous. 18 straight points. He had another 41-point game. No, I'm not a broken record. He had 2 41-point games back to back. And on top of that, LeBron James had 11 rebounds and 8 assists, continuing to run the offense, and a couple of nasty slams and alley-oop passes to Tristan Thompson. It was an incredible, incredible takeover by LeBron. Now, everyone was talking about how in Game 4, it seemed like LeBron was not aggressive enough, that he just didn't seem to have it this year, that he was going to lose again, lose his 5th finals. And then he's gone out there the past 2 games, put up 41 points each, near triple doubles, and just dominated. I don't know where all the haters are at right now, but they better be crawling into their holes because he is putting on a show and we should all be enjoying it. There's no offensive game plan to break down for LeBron James. There's no incredibly intricate passing scheme or a new offensive set. There's no screens that are getting him open or him running around in the back. There's nothing like that. There's no plays. It's give the ball to LeBron, set up a pick and roll, get him going downhill, see what he can do, or just give him the ball on the outside and have him shoot it. Because his shot is back. Shot 50% from 3 again, 3 for 6, and overall is becoming a threat from the outside like he hasn't been since back in his Heat years, early on, 2012, 2013. It's insane. We all know the story. No team in the finals has ever come back from a 3-1 deficit. That the Cavaliers are up against the best regular season team of all time in this Golden State Warriors, who won 73 games. We all know they're going to Oracle Arena for a Game 7 in the finals, and that crowd is going to be insanely loud at its worst. But you have LeBron James, you have Kyrie Irving, hopefully you have Kevin Love doing something, but more importantly, you have LeBron James. I'm going to repeat it again because it's how important he is. He is showing that he is still the best basketball player in the world. And let me tell you a stat, just for people who like stats. LeBron James is leading this series in points scored, assists, rebounds, steals, and blocks. That's right, he is leading in all 5 major statistical categories for both teams. He's going out there and doing what he needs to do to win these games. He's showing his heart. He's also getting even more emotional than he has in the past. At one point in this game last night, he stuffed Steph Curry on a layup and mean mugged him and talked shit to him right afterwards like you wouldn't believe from LeBron James. You don't really see him talking shit too much in the game or trash talking that often. You don't see him snap and lose his composure. But last night he was trash talking, he was going at them, he was staring Steph down, and it worked. Steph Curry lost his composure. And you know what that culminated in? That culminated in Steph Curry reaching in on a rebound, fouling LeBron James, and getting thrown out of the game. And not only did he get thrown out of the game for fouling out, he also threw his mouth guard out of frustration and hit a fan, which earned him a technical as well, and cost his team a point and possession of the ball in the 4th quarter of a Game 6 finals game, when they needed to try and mount a comeback in order to get this game within hand and try and take it, or even force overtime. But instead, he caused a 3-point swing, the technical free throw, and then LeBron made a 2-pointer afterwards, and was thrown out of the game because he could not keep his composure on the defensive end, and he couldn't keep his composure after fouling out. LeBron got in his head. He was even pointing at LeBron after he left the court. He was so thrown off by it. His wife, Aisha Curry, even tweeting out that the NBA was rigged, though she did delete the tweet afterwards, of course. But it was just an incredible showing by LeBron, and a very big mental breakdown by the Warriors. They just seemed rattled throughout this game. From the start of the tip, they were not ready to go mentally. Then when Iggy started to get hurt because of his back, when Bogut's not there, Curry's in foul trouble, this team collapsed. Their leader making careless mistakes in the 4th quarter, while the Cavaliers' leader LeBron James was carrying his team in the 4th quarter. That was the difference in this. The stars. The superstars. Look, if Curry wants to go out and win Finals MVP and get a championship for Oracle, he's going to need to go out there and play good, not just shooting the 3 like he's been doing all series. He set an NBA Finals record last night for 28 threes in a final series. That's great and all. He needs to go out there and carry this team offensively, passing the ball, distributing it, and on the defensive end, putting in some effort, not gambling, not cheating, not trying to steal the ball and getting called for cheap ticky-tack fouls, nothing like that. He needs to put in the effort on the defensive end so the Cavaliers cannot exploit him like they did using pick and rolls and switches all night. If they do that again, Cavaliers are going to take Game 7. And in my opinion, I want them to do it. I want to see history. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you want to see the Cavaliers win this championship, or do you want the Warriors to close it out at home? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Also, hope you enjoyed today's podcast. It was a lot of LeBron because, well, the game was a lot of LeBron. But hopefully the next game will be just as incredible. and it will come down to an actual close finish, unlike all 6 games in the series, which have been double-digit victories. So let me know what you guys think about the podcast, and if you enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. There'll be more coming after Game 7 on Sunday. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.